Nice day, huh? Alright. Go ahead then. You... What? I... I can't even... Just like that? What? Why? I don't know what to say. I never would have expected this. Are you sure? You're being truthful. Well, I'm flattered. I'm just surprised you feel this way. I can't imagine how people would, well, want to be with me. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of you. Look, it's kind of you to say those things, and I can tell you mean them. But I have to say no. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to be happy, or that I dislike you. You're one of the closest people I have in my life. But I don't think this will make us closer, because you still don't really know who I am. I wouldn't want you to get involved in something that would make you unhappy. Right now, I am that something. Who I am, what I've been through, that's what will keep you from being happy. Ruining all that we have together because you got too close to me. I can't live with that. I've changed from who I was, but I'm still the same inside. You're better off finding someone who can really give you what you want.
I have to wonder, what does the Dragonborn do once he's summoned by the Greybeards? Can the Thuum be taught?
Ready to break something?
Any skill?
'Cause I am. Sure. I was just feeling hungry. Thanks. Go ahead. Thank you. I washed my hair recently. I need to talk to you about something. Privately. I'd prefer if we could find somewhere where it's just the two of us. Maybe outdoors or something. Whatever works for you. We need to talk, is all. It's nothing bad, I promise. Like we usually do, out in the woods. Sort of. If now is a bad time, I can save it for later. It's important, but It can wait a little if you need time. Yeah, sounds good. Lead the way, in that case. Alright. You're sure there's nobody else around? I really just want you to hear this. Only you. Nobody else. I just wanted to talk about everything. What we've both been doing and feeling and just all that's happened recently. I feel like there's been a lot of change in thinking, you know? You and I, we've grown a lot closer. It feels like forever ago that you got me out of that cell, and now... Yes, I'm fine. It's just a lot of emotions going through my head, and I need to tell them to somebody, and I only trust you, especially because they're mostly about you, and I've been wanting to tell you, but I don't know how, and... fuck. I'm already doing this all wrong. Alright, I'll start slow. There's just a lot to say. To be honest, I always cared about you more than I wanted to admit. You were kind to me. You treated me better than anyone else, even when I was a terrible person to be around. You let me stay. I wasn't used to that. At first I didn't care. I pushed away any hopeful thoughts I had because I didn't want to be let down again. And then when you asked me to marry you, I said I was trying to protect you from myself, when really I was just protecting myself. But over time I started to learn. I saw that you wanted to help, that you cared. And it started to really dawn on me that you weren't just doing it to be nice. You admired me. You wanted me to change for the better. And that's great. You were a good person for that. It's just... I didn't want to. Up until very recently, I didn't want to. I stayed this same creature of rage and pretended not to care because I was afraid. All the strength and stoicism, and I was scared to death of not knowing who I could become, what I would have to do if I would become worse. So I stayed in this shell and pushed it all away. I don't even know if I should be helped after all that I've done. Why should anyone do something for me if I wasn't willing to be there? How can anyone else love me if I can't even love myself? You're right. You don't know how hard it is for me to admit that you're right and I'm wrong. That it isn't right to just close off again and again, forcing other people away. Not long ago, I would have told you to shut up and just walked away, or stayed angry. It's a natural response. But deep down, I want to speak up. I want to let those walls come down, let myself feel. Yes. I was scared of letting my guard down. I'm used to people giving up on me. I made them give up on me. I chose to be worse, to stay in this place in my mind and hope that eventually people would stop trying. But you kept trying. You wouldn't let me push you away. And at first, I was angry about that because I didn't understand why you tried so much, why you would work so hard for this, me. And you know something I learned? Something I finally put together after all this time that really made things make sense? It's me. I'm the source of my problems. I'm why everyone else got hurt. Not my father, not my vices, not my past. Me. And I don't say that out of self-pity. I mean that I finally learned that I had to step up and take responsibility for my life. I kept blaming everything on what had happened to me or what I experienced and not just me. I am the source of my pain, and I know that. You helped me see that. Well, I wouldn't have without you. Honestly, it was only a couple days ago that I realized that. I still haven't really gotten better, but I know why I am this way now. And especially with you here, that makes me confident that I can improve. I'm still confused and a bit shaken, and I still can't put it all together in my head. I still don't really get it. Part of me thinks this is wrong. It wants to go back into its shell again. I can still hear my father berating me for trying to be anything more than this creature of hate. I'm not sure I can ever truly, completely move past that. But seeing all that you were willing to go through for me, it's impossible to ignore. Thank you. I really mean that. You are a goddamn saint for seeing this through and trying so hard every day to put up with the emotions and feelings I have. The times I would yell at you or force you away or threaten you. I don't know how you handled it. You didn't run off. It has to have been so hard dealing with me and my stubbornness and anger and pushback and... You did so much. I still have to wonder if I deserve someone like you. But that's not what I'm trying to say. I think you already know. What I want to say, that is. I love you. I mean it. I've wanted to say it before, but I couldn't. Now I can. I've been tearing myself up over it for so long, so at least it's finally free, I suppose. I had to say it all out loud so I could hear it too. And be sure it's what I wanted. Well, you probably already knew. I didn't really want to say it since it's obvious, but you deserve to know that. You deserve to finally hear something good from me. After all this time. Shit, I don't even know if you still feel that way. I wouldn't blame you if you were starting to give up. If you wanted to just walk away, forget everything about me, nobody would blame you. But I couldn't let that happen before I told you how I felt. I'm sure this is so much at once. You have to be overwhelmed. I'm sorry to push it all on you. We can stop I can stop it and we can just go do something else to get our minds off of it. Really? I'm not. Can I hug you? I don't think words are gonna do any more. You are an amazing person. I'm so thankful I met you, and there isn't anybody else I would rather spend my life with. Thank you so much. I'd like to ask you something, if that's all right. I've been tearing myself up over it for so long, so at least it's finally free, I suppose. I had to say it all out loud so I could hear it too, and be sure it's what I wanted. Well, you probably already knew. I didn't really want to say it since it's obvious, but you deserve to know that. You deserve to finally hear something good from me. After all this time. Shit, I don't even know if you still feel that way. I wouldn't blame you if you were starting to give up. If you wanted to just walk away, forget everything about me, nobody would blame you. But I couldn't let that happen before I told you how I felt. I'm sure this is so much at once. You have to be overwhelmed. I'm sorry to push it all on you. We can stop. I can stop it, and we can just go do something else to get our minds off of it. Really? I'm not. Can I hug you? I don't think words are gonna do any more. You are an amazing person. I'm so thankful I met you, and there isn't anybody else I would rather spend my life with. Thank you so much. I'd like to ask you something, if that's all right. Why did you choose me? When there's hundreds of thousands of other men out there who aren't monstrous or problematic or broken. Why me? What do you see in me? More? You thought I was... You saw that, even from the start? That's... funny to think it was that obvious. I suppose it's never been hard to tell that I was different. Hurt by someone else. I just wish I'd met someone like you sooner, who saw that, who was willing to try. I never ever expected to be here, being treated for who I want to be. It's just... I can hardly believe it. I will always be a monster on the outside. I can never change that. But to finally be seen for what's inside, what I try to be, I'm grateful for that. Very, very grateful. I do too. Both of those things. I'm well and truly glad we met, and to finally found someone who sees me in this way, for who I am. It feels like a dream. I'm not sure I've ever felt this... What's the word? I feel... light, almost. Something like that. I'm very happy, is what I can say. This is one of the greatest days of my life. Well, what do we do now? Just live together? I suppose that's all we need. Whatever you want to do, I'm with you. I'll be by your side through whatever adventures or ideas you have. And I think we should keep living the same way we always did. We don't have to hold a big ceremony or be vastly different from before. We still travel, fight, talk, and continue on. Now, you know how I feel, but I don't want to make it anything fancy. We love each other, and it's as simple as that. Exactly. There's no one else I'd rather crush skulls with. Well, normally, marriage in my culture involves some kind of ritual, and a ceremony, and then a feast, and consummation. But I don't think we need to do all of that. I'm perfectly fine just being by your side. Suffice to say, I pledge myself to you. I, Flint Kivson, pledge my loyalty to you for eternity. May we share in love until we walk the plains of Aetherius and beyond. And there we go. Now we become one. Not to say we can't do all those things, like feasting or ceremony or so on. But for now, all I need is for you to be here, and promise me you'll stay here. I promise that to you too. All I've ever wanted was to be wanted by someone. And now I am. And now, I'm happy.